Planning and Zoning Commission for the City of Granbury will now come to order at 6 p.m. on Monday, September the 8th, 2025, Granbury City Hall, City Council Chambers. The first item on the agenda tonight is public comments on non-public hearing agenda items. Do we have anybody that would like to speak? If not, we'll move on to C on our agenda, which is our consent agenda, approval of the regular meeting minutes from August 11th, 2025. Do I have any changes or deletions, members? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes as presented. Do I have a motion?
Chair, I move to approve the minutes as presented.
I have a motion by Mr. Hafes to approve the minutes as presented. Do I have a second?
Second.
Which one? You sound kind of like lead. Second by Mr. Hallman. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is our public hearing, D1. First one is to consider the request of Christopher Blevins for a zoning change from residential interim holding, IH, to planned development, RPD R7. The property is located at, or the zoning change is located at 3306 Weatherford Highway. Cody?
Yes, ma'am. This is going to be the last phase of Abe's Landing. It's going to be the most southern point right there. It is 37 acres, and it's going to create 105 residential lots and 1 HOA lot. And the current zoning is interim holding, and there has been a plat submitted on this, and it is under review. This is going to develop the final residential phase of Abe's Landing. And the proposed is PDR7, planned development, single family R7, similar to what the other PDs are in Abe's Landing. And the variance requests that come along with a PD. The applicant's requesting 5-foot setbacks on each side with a 10-foot combined minimum for total for each lot. And the building coverage is going to be 50% lot area max, and the impervious coverage is 52% max. And here's the proposed site plan. On August 28, city staff mailed out 21 public notices to all property owners within 200 feet and on the municipal tax roll within 200 feet of the subject property. Notice on August 23rd of 2025 was also published in the Hood County newspaper as required by state law. At this time, we have 0 letters in favor or against, and staff recommends approval of the zoning change. And the voting options for tonight: recommend approval of the zoning change or recommend denial of the zoning change.
Thank you, Cody. Is the applicant here? And if so, would you like to speak? Well, any questions for staff?
Chair, I have a question for the applicant.
Can you come to the podium, please, sir, and state your name and address? Thank you.
Good evening. Chad Walls with Baird. Can you turn it on yet? Good evening. Chad Walls with Baird Hampton Brown Engineering. I'm covering for the applicant, Chris Blevins, tonight, who's an engineer at our firm. 6300 Ridgely Place, Fort Worth, 76116.
Thank you. Mr. Hafes?
Good evening, sir. In the requested variance from the normal zoning, you're requesting to change the building footprint from 40% of the lot to 50% of the lot. You're also requesting to change the impervious coverage from 60% of the lot to 52% of the lot. So you're increasing the building footprint, but shrinking the impervious coverage. This concerns me greatly, because if you do build a house at 50% of the size of the lot, there's not enough impervious coverage left for a driveway for the house or a sidewalk. And if you were to shoehorn these in, then the homeowner would not be able to add a patio or a pool behind their house, because that would increase the impervious coverage. What justification or reason do you have for wanting to decrease the impervious coverage permissible on the lot from 60% to 52%?
Well, the decrease was to accommodate the increase in the building pad and to be consistent with the other planned developments in Abe's Landing. So this development matches the other PDs in Abe Landing.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
As they may have changed the side foot setbacks and the building coverage. They did not decrease the impervious coverage. So are you amenable if I if we approve this with the condition that the impervious coverage go to the default in our zoning code of 60%.
Yeah, Cody, do you know if the other PDs had that variance? The client's amenable to match the other PDs, and if that's the case, then that will be fine, sir.
I don't believe the other PDs reduce the impervious coverage.
I'm not sure. That would be something that we would need to look at and be able to answer at council.
Well, I'm not sure we even need to look at it if we just return to the normal zoning allotment of 60%. That would provide enough room for driveways, sidewalks, patio, swimming pool.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions for the applicant? Any other questions for staff? Nope. Okay, then I'll close, open the public hearing. Are we having any comments from the public? No? Then I'll close the public hearing and entertain a vote, please.
Chair, I move to approve the zoning change with the additional condition that the impervious coverage remain at 60% of lot area maximum, as is the default in our zoning ordinance.
I have a motion by Mr. Hafes. Do I have a second to what Mr. Hafes has proposed?
I'll second.
A second by Mr. Moore. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is D2, public hearing to consider the request of Dirk Creasy to replat lots 1 and 2, Block 1 of Valley View Estates, located at 712 East Moore Street. Cody?
As a whole, this is 1.826 acres. It was originally platted as lots 1 and 2 of Block 1 of Valley View Estates Edition. The purpose is to make 3 single-family residential lots out of this. The current zoning is interim holding. And here's the proposed new plat. Lot 1R would be 0.744 acres. Lot 1R1 would be 0.576 acres. And Lot 2R is going to be 0.483 acres. On August 20th, city staff mailed out 8 public notices to all property owners within 200 feet on the municipal tax roll and 200 feet of the subject property. On August 23rd, notice was also published in the Hood County News as required by state law and zoning ordinance. As of this writing, 0 letters in favor or against have been received. And staff recommends approval of the replat. And the voting options for tonight recommend approval of the replat or recommend denial of the replat.
Thank you, Cody. Is the applicant here? And if so, would you like to speak? Anybody need the applicant to come up? Okay, I'll open the public hearing. Questions? I have a question, and maybe I missed it, but if we're increasing the number of lots, how does that fit in with the moratorium?
So currently, the moratorium is on par to be released. There is a moratorium waiver agreement for this that allows the platting to go forth. There is no proposed building at this time. He's just getting it ready to either have somebody approach him for a spec, or he's not planning on spec build. It's going to be either somebody comes to him for it to be built or he sells it.
So you're basically saying that no building permit can be issued until we have a moratorium lifted? Is that the agreement?
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
All right, that was just my question.
And there was sewer taps allocated. There is a current, there's
went from
currently
2
a
to-
house there on 706.
Right.
It has access, and then there's already one lot in here that has service allocated as well from being platted previously. So there would just be one lot that doesn't have service until March of 26.
Okay. Yeah. All right, thank you. Any other questions? If not, I'll close the public hearing and entertain a motion on the replat request, please.
I'll recommend approval of the replat as presented.
I have a motion by Mr. Hallman to approve the replat as presented. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hafes. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is D3. Public hearing to consider the request of Goodwin Thomas for a zoning change from a zoning change from interim holding to R 8.4 Single Family Residential. It's located at 712 East Moore Street. Cody?
This is the same property we just approved the replat for. So the current zoning is IH interim holding, and the proposed is 8.4 single family residential. And the properties in the area that are zoned residential outside of interim holding are 8.4, so it aligns with the neighborhood. And the future land use has this identified as low density residential. And per the zoning ordinance section 2.3D, the P&Z considered the following. The zoning would allow for the property to be developed by a use that is similar to the properties to the east and west. Infrastructure is in place and development will tie into city sewer after the moratorium. The change to R8.4 could result in additional school demand. This change represents a small increase in the overall supply of 8.4 zoned land in the city, and the request is aligned with the comprehensive plan, future land use plans designation for low density residential. Properties in the area that have been established with the interim holding in 8.4 zoning, and this proposal would slightly increase the land area of 8.4 zoning in the city. On August 28, 2025, city staff mailed out 8 public notices to all property owners within 200 feet and on the municipal tax roll within 200 feet of the subject property. On August 23, 2025, notice was also published in the Hood County News as required by state law and the zoning ordinance. As of this writing, we have 0 letters in favor or against. Staff recommends approval of the zoning change from interim holding to R8.4 single family residential. And the voting options for tonight: recommend approval of the zoning change or recommend denial of the zoning change.
Thank you, Cody. Would the applicant like to speak? Oh, have any questions for the applicant? Any questions for staff? I'll open the public hearing if we have any public comments. Nope. Then we will close the public hearing and entertain a motion on the zoning change request, please.
Chair, I'll move to approve the zoning change.
I have a motion to approve the zoning change as presented. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Daniels. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. There being no further business, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.